Right, my video blog for September 2012. It seems that you guys prefer my video blog to my written blog because I'm getting more hits, quite a few more actually. So here I am driving this week a Range Rover Sport. Has the same 3-litre V6 turbo diesel engine as the Discovery that I've been driving. And those of you who have been following my blog will know that I have a Discovery on long-term test. And because this vehicle, the Sport, is actually based on Discovery, I thought I had to drive one because I need to find out, is it that much better? I mean, it's between 200 and 300,000 Rand more for the Range Rover Sport. What do you actually get for that if the chassis is, well, certainly I know it's very, very similar. The ride is very similar. This vehicle is quieter than the Discovery. I think that's because of the tyres. I've had all-terrain tyres fitted to my Discovery, so I think the noise issue is because of the tyres. The ride feels the same. The acceleration engine gearbox feels the same. This is the HSE model, top spec. There are some more gadgets, all of which really don't press my buttons, float my boat, whatever you want, however you want to put it. So I have to say, okay, is it worth the extra amount of money? What do you actually get? Well, yes, you get the Range Rover's looks. When the Discovery 3 first came out, this traffic light in Gauteng has been broken for about 6 months. Don't they ever fix traffic lights here? I don't think so. Anyway, let's not get whinging about government and blah blah blah. Anyway, is it worth the extra amount? What do I actually get for it? Steering wheel is identical except for 2 little buttons on the side that I don't know what they do. The steering wheel tilt is now automatic instead of manual, and I don't know how to. I'd have to look at the book because I actually want to lift the steering slightly, and I'd have to read the book to know how to do that. The controls are the same, the dials are the same. The upper dashboard is the same. It's got some brushed aluminium chrome-like trim on the vents, which is nice, but it's not too bad now. But yesterday when driving the car in late afternoon, I was getting this horrible bright reflection on my rear vision mirror, which was annoying from the chrome. And in fact, I had to cover with a jersey that I had in the seat, cover the chrome in the middle because I was getting this reflection in my eyes. So nice touch in the showroom, not great in practical use. It doesn't feel as airy or as light as has sunroofs, but only one, whereas the Discovery has 3, I think 2 or 3. So it doesn't have as many sunroofs. It doesn't feel as light and airy as the Discovery. I think it has a lower roof line. These seats are better. Not heaps better, but they are better. I'm not mad about the Discovery seats. Of course, seating is so often a subjective thing. I tend to get a bit of a flat bum with the Discovery seats. And I haven't driven this long distance, but my impression is these seats are better. They certainly look a little nicer. The gear stick here is up near the center, near my arm. It's very high. I actually prefer the Discovery. The controls for the suspension are hidden by the armrest, so I prefer the Discovery. It has similar, cool drink bottle grips, which I must add in these cars are the best in any car ever made, ever, because they actually grip the bottle cleverly. And I must say about these cars, as part of my long-term test, really getting to know these vehicles. The people that designed them actually thought about the problem, not about the big problems, but just as much about the little problems, like the cool drink holders. It's a very, very well thought out design, which makes it really nice to use as an everyday car. You know, do things work easily, quickly? And apart from their navigation, the answer is absolutely. But Range Rover Sport doesn't have a split tailgate. Now, to me, a split tailgate is probably the most desirable aspect, thing, design, quirk, whatever you want to call it, of a station wagon. A split tailgate means that the bottom comes down and there's you have an instant loading platform, table. It's just unbelievably practical. I've had them in some of the vehicles that I've owned, and I've always missed them hugely in vehicles that don't have them. This doesn't have. Range Rover Evoque doesn't have. Discovery does. Real Range Rover does. So that to me is a major downfall of the Range Rover Sport. 20-inch wheel rims, whereas the Discovery has 19. Both share the same problem, changing tires, etc., etc. I've got to get over here. I've got to make a left. I'm on my way to Pretoria to I mustn't make a mistake here. This is N14 Pretoria. This is correct. I'm on my way to Pretoria to test some. It's a company called MindLab, and what they make metal detectors, all ranges for hobbyists, for detecting mines, you know, all the way. And I'm going to be testing one to see if this is something that could be quite fun. I'm quite looking forward to it, actually. So I'm going on to Pretoria to go and be given one and be trained on it, and then it'll be on my TV show. Go and find some buried gold nuggets. And what would I do with that gold nugget? Would I sell it and buy a Range Rover Sport? No, I'd buy a Discovery instead. I think it's a better car. I actually think, yes, it doesn't have the looks. I mean, when the Discovery 3 came out, I didn't actually like it. I wrote somewhere that I thought it looked like a hearse for very short people. But and the design has grown on me, which is, I think, the best indicator that it's a good design, that it does grow on you, as opposed to the opposite. And the Discovery 4 is a lot better looking than the 3. Just those tweaks just has made a big difference. But would I buy a Sport? I think the Discovery's more practical. And I look at this segment of vehicle, the high spec, very luxurious X5, Q7, Cayenne, Range Rover Sport, that bracket. The one thing that the Range Rovers, both of them, have over almost all of the others, not all of them, is that they're off-road vehicles as well. They can actually go off-road, as long as you discount the tires, because the tires, 20-inch rims, these tires are motorway, high-speed motorway tires. Don't even take them through Namibia. They will be torn to shreds, even though that's road driving and good quality gravel road driving. They will be ripped to pieces. So a vehicle sold in Africa, four-wheel drive, designed for, you know, they're great touring cars. All of them are really nice touring cars. You can't really use them for touring. You've got to stay on the dirt roads. If you're happy to do that, fine. Otherwise, you have to do something about the tires. And the Range Rovers are no exception. But the Range Rovers, when things do get sticky, you can raise the suspension, which you cannot do on many of the others. You can do it on the Touareg, you can do it on the Cayenne. You can't do it on most of the others, and both Range Rovers you can. So those of you who've been following my blogs and things will know that I took a Discovery on Baboon's Pass, and its off-road performance was astonishing, far more than I expected. That means that this can do it too. Now the plastic trim between the wheel arch, very low down, is going to get ruined, absolutely chewed to bits on Baboon's Pass. But the car will do it. This Range Rover will do it, as long as I change the tires. That's astonishing. So I love these cars, but honestly, would I spend that extra amount on this car? Not a chance. Not a chance. But would I buy an X5 or a Q7 in preference to a Discovery or Range Rover Sport? Never. Not even getting close. The character of these cars, the interior, the styling, everything about them. They're just... The only thing that the others have on this is that the on-road ride is as good. It's not better. It's not better. Drive a Cayenne on a gravel road. Even the Touareg on a gravel road. The suspension, the ride is actually quite horrible. This it isn't. This it isn't horrible at all. It's very good. So as a multi-purpose luxury, the Range Rovers are ahead of the pack. And they always kind of have been, particularly the Range Rover itself, and it still is. Now, to finish off, I have been told that I'm going to Morocco by Land Rover to go and drive the brand new Range Rover, which is being launched to the public in November, public and press. The brand new Range Rover. And I'm glad to see that in the early reports, Land Rover have actually improved its off-road performance. Now there's a clue. All of the other manufacturers, most, are spending less time concerned about the off-road performance and much more time spent concerned about upgrading the on-road performance. I'm very pleased to say that I don't think Land Rover is ignoring the off-road component. In fact, the opposite. They're actually trying to make that better as well. And that is very, very good news. So until next time, bye.